G'day and welcome back. This is episode number 7. Now, before we unpause and get started here, I'm going to do a bit of a take back on something I said earlier, and I'm going to build a ration box down here in the carbon dioxide with the idea that some of this food here that's going stale, not really happy with that. We've already invested a lot of water into making this stuff, so just to see it become stale and turn into rotten food, not really happy with that. So we'll kick it out of this box here. Anything that can go stale, which is actually everything that was in there, and we'll get it built down here. We'll make that a matter of priority. And one other thing I wanted to do before we get started is we'll dig up these oxyferns. They served us well in the beginning of the game, but at this stage we've got the rust deoxidizer running quite well, and these things using up all the excess water is not so great. We started with this thing completely full of water, and we've already used one row plus nearly half of the second row here. So water has 1,000 kilograms per tile, and that's nearly at 500. So I've used nearly half of that reservoir. This is our other one, and there's a little bit more down here, but that's all the starting water we've got. I think I've gotten onto this water situation pretty early. I realized that none of the surrounding biomes seem to have water. We've got ethanol, but it looks like water's the real squeeze on this map. So anyway, let's get on with it. Now, in this episode, we're mostly going to be focusing on building a stable. The idea behind that is just as a way to generate coal and some eggs. So, how do we do this? We'll need a couple of tiles around here so they can actually dig. One of the best ways to work on new construction projects is to use ladder as scaffolding, if I haven't already mentioned that. We'll have to dig up that tree there. There. Okay, that's the ration box built. So I'll now set that with the meal lice, lice loaf, and nosh beans. And I'll set that as priority 7. I really want that stuff moved down there quite quickly. So I set the priority for that thing twice, you might say, but what happened was the first thing was a construction task, and that's quite separate from the tasks that it generates as storage. So now that it's built, the kinds of jobs it can do as store and supply. So this new priority setting affects those. Anyway, another thing we need to do is build a seed storage bin. So I'll pop that down there behind a gate. That shine bug just ate some phosphorite there. Let's keep going here. We can't need this arbitrary removed. Make that a matter of priority as well. Okay, so all the food in here now, it should say sterile atmosphere, which means it'll no longer decay. I think it's a little bit exploity to use this. I mean, there's a device in the tech tree that prevents things from going stale. It's called a refrigerator. You may have heard of it. But the idea of doing something as cheesy as just putting food in carbon dioxide and then it never goes off, not in 1,000 years. It's a bit much, really. But we'll use that exploit and we'll hope that it gets fixed one day. Alright, so we're working away here. And we can put the seeds in here, which means I can remove the seeds from being in here. And some of these plants that have been seeded by the pip, we can harvest those when they come due. It's okay. Reasonable use of time. And those ones as well. I don't know if we'll get there. We might end up digging this up before that's done, but what's Gossman up to? Digging. Good. I actually want to make sure Gossman's digging all the time now, so what I'm going to do is jump into her priorities and say, I don't want you doing any storage tasks. You dig and you tidy, and if you're not doing either of those things, you let me know. as you're being idle, and I'll give you some new dig tasks. I also want all of this dug up so that we can get in some fire poles all the way up here. I'm going to put a bit of a roof on this thing. So might dig that out too. I got a sort of an idea that it'd be nice to try and use this boundary wall as much as possible. So the base sort of has a bit of an organic look and feel to it. So I'm going to try and dig into that. I'll give some roofing though. I think it just works out that this is exactly the right height for the roof to go there. Oh, I can't do those ones yet. Gotta do it like that first. Keep digging. No, I can't do that yet either. Alright. Hopefully all the material's been delivered here so Joshua can come along and just zap it with his construction gun. Okay, and now we can build some more. Oops. Little doodads. Oh, that's unreachable. Not if I deconstruct that. Now it's reachable. Please build it. Okay, cool. Gossman's idle, so let's dig out that. So we'll do the standard 4 tiles high thing. Oops, I might not be able to do that. No, we'll dig it from the bottom. I'm just going to micro Gossman here for a minute. Okay. Gossman. Yeah, you can dig out that, that's okay. And up there. So I'm not sure if I mentioned the idea behind this was to build a stable. I just got straight into it. We'll be researching that next. And what we're going to do up here is hatch rearing something. We're going to look after these little guys and they're going to make some coal for us. Coal and eggs and shells. All useful materials. Gossman is ready for more digging tasks, so go dig that. Ah, that's not reachable. That's what I've done. Actually, it'll be reachable once the door's built though, because Joshua can stand on top of the door. Like that. There we go. Very good. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Seems good. First day, we've nearly dug out all the area we needed. There's one little trick I'll show you here. So as I'm building this hatchery, the way I'm going to do it is it's going to be a sort of C shape. So we'll use this upper and lower floor. Now before I build this lower floor like that, if I was to build this here, all of the material would magically teleport up above it, and then it would be stuck here. I don't really need to store the material up here, so instead if I dig down further first, I'm actually making it so that the material all falls down to a lower level where it'll be closer to where I eventually store it. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to store it yet. We'll figure that out. Now that all that's dug up, did I do this? I did. Alright, so we're moving all the seeds in there, that's good. Now we've got this eggshell as well. There's a few things that the rock crusher can do that we haven't looked at yet. One of them is it can actually make sand for us. So the byproduct of refining aluminium is it produces sand. We can directly turn granite into sand, although we'd rather use that as a construction material, to be honest. And igneous rock can be turned to sand, although we don't actually have any of igneous rock, I don't think. Let's see, raw mineral. Oh no, igneous rock's the one we do have lots of. It's sedimentary rock we don't have much of, that's what I was thinking of. So yeah, we can make sand through this machine here. And that's pretty good actually, because it means we have a reduced reliance on the metal smelter. So I may just queue up some more refining tasks. Let's do 6 more iron and 6 more aluminium. Nice. Does use up a lot of power, but that's okay. I was just about to speed things up, but it's the next day already. So who got a skill point there? Barney. Righto, what have you got in skills, Barney? Barney would like to do some more carrying for us. So technically she's our tinkerer, engineer, but at the moment she's spending most of her time carrying stuff, so we're going to max that out first. Let's lock that open while we're doing this construction work. Colony achievement earned. So just by buying that skill, it's maxed it out now. I thought we already had that with somebody. No, we didn't. Okay, alright. I'm confused. That's okay. Alright, research is done on the deodorizer. Okay. Let's go into research and we're going to go straight into ranching. So with the deoxidizer, carbon skimmer is another thing there. We're not going to use that. The deoxidizer we can put down near the everywhere we used to make polluted oxygen. So one down here, one down here. And while that's happening, I've got a little puzzle for you to think about. We've got this sort of polluted water down here. What's the easiest way to get that polluted water into the water sieve and into that reservoir? We'll filter it and then put it into the reservoir. Have a think about that, and we'll do that in a little while and see how close your idea was to mine. Well, you can see. I might never know. Alright, so this is the rough shape of the stable up here. Stables are a room and they have a maximum size of 96 tiles. And this will be somewhere close to that. It'll probably be like 85 tiles or something. I've built these a few times in other games, and I don't think I've built one with a diagonal wall like that, but sort of this shape before. It's around about the right size, I would think. One of the benefits to doing the stable in this sort of configuration. There's Gossman being idle. Alright, with Gossman now, we've dug all the terrain up here that I wanted for right now. Instead, I'll have her dig out... No, not there. Let's do down here. Right up to the wall. Dig up that excellent. And yeah, so I'm not sure I lost my train of thought there. I'm sure I was talking about something relatively interesting, surely. Look, the pips have been replanting these things in the farm tiles. We can't have that. In fact, I may need to dig those up completely. Let's deconstruct, otherwise he'll just keep planting things. I suppose we have picked up all the seeds, but still. He's being annoying. But I do want this stuff built as a matter of priority. This is what we're working on. Okay, so yeah, we'll be generating a bit of sand here. We should see at the end of this task for Barney a little bit more sand's generated. And I do want to dig down here. We're actually going to let some of this carbon dioxide move down into the next room. I might put an airlock there though, because I might allow that to go down to start with, but I want the option to be able to close it off. Okay, Barney's digging away. Joshua's constructing. He's pretty much working on his own now though, unfortunately. Nobody's helping him. Everybody's got something to do. Barney's just about to be out of work again. Will I ever go up here maybe and dig out that? Nah, not really. What else could we dig out? Maybe up here? Maybe we'll dig into this and see if we can... What is that actually? That's phosphorite. Let's go... It's kind of awkward to see what's actually around here. I think like that. And then we can dig up that and mark these two as trees that can be harvested. Did I mark these ones? Yep. Cool. So I suppose it wouldn't have explored any new terrain by having Barney dig all the way over here because we'd already built this far across. So not much explored there. Would have explored a little bit higher though, I suppose. Nothing appears to have showed up. That looks like a geyser, but it's just mafic rock. Alright, so we got that space there. Now what I'm going to do is build an airlock like that. And a bit more deconstruction of this farm stuff, I think. Oh yeah, deconstruct tasks are always a higher priority. Yep. Just like, why isn't Joshua building this stuff? It all makes sense. This poor Pip is enclosed in this tiny little area. Well, frankly, he can stay there because they're pretty annoying. And is that Barney done again? What are we going to have? We'll dig up this stuff here. Is that Ellie's? Ah, excellent. Ellie can have another level of research. And she can get a first hit level 3 hat. Yeah, quite often the scientist is the first one to hit level 3 because they get a bonus to skill learning. What's going on here? We've got some polluted dirt that'll probably get moved to a compost. It's a bit more oxylite in there. Insufficient oxygen generation. That's true. At the moment we've only got this one rust deoxidizer and it's producing slightly less than what we consume. Let's go skills for Stinky, who has just hit level 2 cooking. He's not been doing a lot of cooking lately, but that's okay. When he does do cooking, he'll do it nice and quick. Build a ladder all the way down here. And we'll mark these for harvesting. Harvest all the things. That can stay there though. I'm going to lock this open for the moment to let some of this carbon fall down. And Gossman's ready for some more work. So Gossman can dig out those things. Whoops. That. And a bit more stuff along here. There we go. I've got a nice room here. Now in this room is 86 tiles. Perfect. Well, not quite perfect, but good enough. Now the idea, so the idea behind using this as a C-shaped room is we can build the stable up here, and there's a little bit of travel room for the creatures, whatever they happen to be. In this case, it'll be hatches. And then down the bottom, you can use it for storage. You can put whatever sort of storage you like there, just storage bins or liquid reservoirs, and it won't impact the stable operation. So that keeps things nice and compact. The way the game sort of works is it has a calculation. Each different type of creature, when it's in a stable, it needs a certain amount of tiles for its room. Otherwise it'll say it's overly crowded or cramped. So a way to fake that they've got all this room available to move around in is to do that sort of thing. Doesn't work with the flying creatures, of course, because they can fly everywhere. But another reason why you want to do it like this is when we build the station in there and the duplicants come and use the station, they'll summon a creature to the station, and the further away the creature has to walk, the longer that takes. So you want a short little travel space for the creatures so that they can get to the station nice and quickly. That'll make a little bit more sense once it's all built and operational. So back to this water situation. The answer is that we will build a little contraption in here, like this, with a pump, like that, a bottle opener, like that, and I think you can see where that's going. Very simple. Now, all we have to do to move this stuff over there is mop it up. We might need to dig that tile out to get that extra one, but maybe not actually. It usually does mop the adjacent tiles, so we should be okay. We don't need this anymore, and it's germ-free, so we can deconstruct that. That's empty, so we can deconstruct that. This one's still going. Looking good. We need power for the pump that I just put in there, so we'll give that power as well. Now the reason for actually just putting this together is we've got a few more things that will produce some polluted water. So once we deconstruct those, we'll need to pump that into the network as well. Clear that. It's been raining and windy here lately. I'm not sure if you can hear that rain. There's a drain pipe making a bit of noise. Hopefully it's not too loud. But, yeah, we've had some storm conditions lately, actually. So it's been pretty noisy and windy. Where is Gossman? Gossman's got to be digging somewhere. There we go. Now she's idle. Alright, let's just keep digging out the last few bits there. The igneous rock can come out too. And we'll dig out all this. Now I'll just micro her here for a little while we're doing this kind of awkward part of the dig. Moving all the materials down to a common level. So each time she starts digging a tile, I'll flag the next tile so she hops across. And now she's going to do them in the wrong order, but I nearly did it. So she's got to run up there. It's the only tile she can dig, and it's only accessible from here. So if I do... I mucked it up again. If I do it right, it's nice and quick anyway. But luckily there's no falling damage. What else will we have her do? Dig up this next layer, I suppose, and we'll probably work on the roof of this next area. So I might store all the materials on top of the bedrooms here, by the looks of it. It's just the way it's going to work out. And Ellie's just finished. Perfect timing. Alright, so what we're going to need in here is a critter drop-off. We're going to need a feeding thingy. And we're going to need a station, grooming station. Like that. Perfect. Now, we're also going to jump into skills, and we're going to let Abe do some critter ranching. Like that. He can keep his farming hat though. He's primarily a farmer, but we need to get started on this ranching business. So I want to get that hatch wrangled, which means I need to also give Abe the task of ranching. Whoops, not researching. What's it called? Ranching. It is. Cool. And I'm going to make that a lower priority than farming, to be honest. So the next research. Now we've decided we don't particularly need the smelting technology. Metal tiles are useful, but we don't need them quite yet. We're going to focus on using that rock crusher for a while, since it generates sand for us, and we don't have any other source of sand. So insulated tiles is pretty nice. And I kind of do want to go for exosuits, so let's do... there's nothing that I can immediately use. This is kind of frustrating. Like, there's something I'm probably not considering, but I don't really know what order to get things in. These are all useful stuff, I guess. It'll be a long time before I get insulated tile if I don't get it now, though, if I go into exosuit. So we'll do that first. And I may need it before then, we'll see. Alright, let's get that built, and we can go back to auto with the door in a second there. More food's ready. Yep, they've been working down here. Fair enough. Let's mark those for harvesting as well. So we're letting all this carbon fall down and this oxygen come up. That's sort of one reason why I'm not too worried about the oxygen situation here. We're going to tap into all this spare oxygen. We'll get a second one of those up and running soon, though probably somewhere over this side of the map. We got the polluted water all built. Did we get all this stuff done? We did. Excellent. So let's get polluted water tapped in there. Oh, actually, before I do that, I've done this slightly wrong. I want to put another wash basin there, and this should be on the other side. And the reason for that is because if I build the wash basin there, the duplicants will come and stand in this tile here, above this one, and they'll use the machine. Then they'll exit that room, so they'll never actually go past the wash basin. If I build it there, they'll have to come and stand in the dirty water, which is totally fine. It doesn't affect them. Yeah, had I done this a bit smarter, I might have moved it all across one tile, but I'll have to do it like that. Okay, so we're all done with this sort of stuff. Now let's get the hatch moved in there. Did I get him wrangled? Yeah, he's wrangled. So what the wrangling does is they come over and they tie the feet up. So by doing this, it means he'll get delivered up there. And the only food we've really got available for the hatch is what? We could give him lice loaf or sand. But I think we'll go with dirt because we've got such a huge amount of dirt. That'll do for now. Gossman's idle again, so we go straight back into some more digging. Let's dig some tiles along here. And along the top there as well. And even the dining hall can be dug out a bit more. Alright, now polluted water. Let's get that in there. Is this one done yet? Yes, it's all done. So we can deconstruct that. And that one's still churning. Okay, over here we can build some granite flooring, roofing, depending on which way you look at it. And there's our hatch. He's wild at the moment. He's not tame, but hopefully there's a task for somebody to come up and look at that. Where's our farmer? Ah, here he goes. So, I love this animation. This is so cute. Like, come over here, boy. Brushes his teeth. Gives him a bit of a comb. Sprays him with perfume, I guess, or something. I'm not sure what that's about. And a bit of a pat. Duplicates, the hatch as good as new, although we do need to seal up those doors to stop him leaving that. So, let's see what we've got here. We're looking for a tidying person. Building, suit wearing, researching, farming, tidying, ranching. You know what? Travoldo... Oh, with mole hands. That's an unfortunate one. And that's a bit of a waste. But it looks like we'll take Travoldo. He can probably be long-term our rancher, but in the short term he can do tidying. So we'll do it like that. So priorities, we're going to give Travoldo the... what was it? Tidying? He's our highest priority tidier now. Gossman's moving off that. Barney can do tidying as well. Why is she so good at that? Oh, strength. Yeah, strength skill 7. No, we're going to have Travoldo do tidying, and eventually he'll move into ranching and things, but for now he's going to do that. So skills, improved strength. He can be our janitor. Good. Okay, and we've already got a bed ready for him and a dining hall table. So we've got a little bit of granite left. We can build a few more tiles there. That's it. We're out of granite now. Got so much mealwood here. I don't know what's going on. It feels like we're producing much more than we're eating, but that shouldn't be the case. Now this is a funny and happy coincidence here. We actually got a shine bug just naturally in this area. And I'm happy for him to tame that as well, although... What's going on here? Gossman. Gossman, can you find something to dig? How about if you dig out all of that? Yeah, so we've got a shine bug in here that we can actually groom as well, although the shine bug won't have any food, so I'll build a second critter feeder down here and we'll fill it with phosphorite. So we'll see if we can make something with that shine bug. That's what they eat, phosphorite. And I think in terms of their mutation, what do we got here? Shine sun nymph, if we give them gristleberry. Yeah, well, we're not going to do that. But I'm pretty sure we've got plenty of phosphorite kicking around. That's going to be an agricultural one. Yeah, 900 kilos. Perfect. Right, so when they leave this area, we want them to wash their hands. Now, we haven't had anybody come and deliver that stuff to the pump, so I'm going to crank that to priority 6. And I'm going to say to Travoldo, I think it's going to be a supply task. So because he's our tidier, he's actually also medium or high priority for storing. That's kind of related to the janitor's job of tidying. It's all strength based, basically. The more you, and what this task often does is you're carrying materials to storage bins, so those go hand in hand. I'm loving these new bathrooms though, they're working really well. So each time they use the toilets, they do generate a bit of germs, but not enough to trigger the automatic disinfect at 10,000 germs. So this one has only 2,000 germs on it after use, for example. Alright, so that's the end of day 21, cycle 21, and we have our hatch farm and we got a bonus shine bug in there after we finish construction. All done, so we're going to wrap it up here. Hope you're enjoying this. I'm definitely having a blast seeing what the new map challenges are. And we'll see you in the next episode.